Well, the rain in the Bay Area is letting up, at least for now, but it will be back. And each time it rains, residents living above the Caldecott Tunnel watch more and more of the hillside slide down into that canyon. They tell our John Ramos it's getting close to disaster and someone needs to do something to fix it.
It's been years since a water main break caused a landslide down into Caldecott Canyon, and over time it's only gotten worse. Now neighbors are concerned every time a new atmospheric river rolls into the Bay Area. Ken Barrick loves walking his dog Sky along a path in Caldecott Canyon, and you can see why. The view is spectacular.
When you go out this way, you get to a promontory that looks out all over the Bay Area. It's just a spectacular spot.
But a lot of people haven't seen that in a long time.
Can't get there from here anymore.
That's because the path and a fire road ends here at a massive landslide that has been years in the making. It started with a major pipe break that Barrick said occurred sometime about 8 to 10 years ago.
I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of gallons. It went on for a couple days, I think. And then it's been deteriorating ever since then. They did a makeshift fix for a while, and then that didn't hold, so it just keeps coming back further and further every time we have a winter with some rain.
The original slide happened about halfway down the canyon, but it has moved steadily up the hill. The black plastic laid down to stabilize the cliff has long since rotted away, and you can see cracks forming in the ground, showing its instability.
You know, when we're coming through and the dog walks to the edge of that, it scares me to death because you just don't know when it's going to give.
But now the slide has moved so far up that it is perilously close to a giant concrete water tank at the top of the hill.
I don't know the function of this particular water facility, but it kind of doesn't matter. It just intuitively seems like a bad idea to allow this to continue.
EB Mudd says it's called the Swainland tank and has been empty and out of service for 7 years. But they said they were unaware of the landslide approaching it and were sending engineers up to look at it immediately. PG&E has an easement over the property, but they also said they were unaware of the slide. It turns out the water pipe that burst was the property of the city of Oakland, and there is reportedly a project in design to replace the pipe and stabilize the hillside. But it's been a long time coming.
First, in terms of this being a hiking trail and this being an area that should be an asset, it's just a shame that it's completely closed off. And then secondly, it seems to me that it's probably an important fire road to have access from both directions. So I don't, it's hard to understand.
Barrick says he's tried to get people's attention for years, but now that both EB Mudd and PG&E are looking into it, the city may have more incentive to take action before a huge water tank ends up at the bottom of Caldecott Canyon.
Now, the homeowner says he's also concerned that the fire road being cut off could prevent or delay response in case of a wildfire. Caldecott Canyon was one of the areas severely burned during the Oakland Hills fire back in 1991.